Like I said, we're going to look at some of the specific properties, but there's 45 verses in this chapter, so we're going to try to look at the big picture a lot of the time. And in the first 20 verses of this chapter, I think we see this pattern emerging. And this pattern emerging is going to show us that, listen, earthly conflict can bring no true resolution. We see a lot of earthly conflict in the first 20 verses of chapter 11, and it brings no true resolution to our problems on this earth. And there will be wars. There will be rumors of wars, and they're going to continue on like a ping pong game. But God's plan and his people are never in jeopardy. That doesn't mean that it can't get difficult. It can get very difficult. In fact, verses 21 to 35 reassure us that often evil aims its wrath at God and his people. Verses 21 to 35 show us that evil aims its wrath at God and his people. I'm not out in left field about this because John writes to the church in 1 John, and he says the exact same thing. Listen, an antichrist is going to come. But until then, we've seen many, and many more will come. An antichrist figure is simply one who deliberately sets himself or herself up against God and is blaspheming the Lord's name and draws other people into that worship against God. That is an antichrist figure. And there's no doubt that Antiochus IV is an antichrist figure. So one of the ways I think we can look at these verses is that they are describing an antichrist even as we wait for the antichrist to come. And so the last point that I see in these verses is that, listen, all bad things must come to an end. There's good news here. All bad things must come to an end.